Tail Spawn, and we back in OT doing this podcast. And he just asked me a question: was there any beef or animosity behind some of the cycles and rap battles that have been in prison in certain camps? Yes. I remember the first animosity that I had was from a nigga from DC. I don't remember his name. We called him DC. The nigga had like 6 homicides and a bank robbery. And he could rap his ass off. And I remember his situation. This nigga, he had it. I guess he was facing the death penalty. We was together, and in order for him to just get a life sentence, you know, I guess he chose to jump on the airplane with the DA or whoever it was and go show where certain bodies was at that they had buried, and it was over $1 million that they had hit the bank for. And he gave him the money back and still caught a life sentence. But he always walked around, he kept a razor in his mouth like he was on some New York shit. Me and him battled. He was nice. I ain't gonna take nothing away from him, but he wasn't strong. God damn it. And I remember us battling, and you know when you're a battle rapper, you got to take what a motherfucker give you.
Right.
So he went first. This nigga talked about raping my mama, all types of shit. Like, right? I ain't say shit. The whole time I took every little bar that he said. But when I went, that's when all the oohs and ahs went to go on. And I think I said something about his mama and some shit that I had. And the nigga got mad and pushed me and pulled out a razor blade. But he didn't know what the door was mine. Everybody in there ready to ride for me. So when he did that shit, I told you, I pushed the nigga after he pushed me. Like when it was his turn, I took everything this nigga had to say. When it was my turn, they went to ooh and ah, and he wasn't feeling it all. All you niggas that was on safekeeper was, you know what it was. Nigga pulled out a razor. And I was daring the niggas to swing the bitch, and all my niggas, we would go bank that nigga. that nigga don't even know what the fuck was finna happen that day. Lanesboro, I hit there in 2006. You can pull it up on your internet, computer, whatever you want to, the real shit. They had a nigga named Pretty Paul from Winston-Salem. And that's what he was. Nelly. Pretty Paul. Pretty Paul reminded me of Nelly. I ain't taking that from Nelly. But Pretty Paul wore shades. Pretty Paul had a nurse on lock. Pretty Paul was the man on the yard before I got there. Not only him, but there was a few more niggas. And Pretty Paul shout out to Powers, because you had that shit called Powers. I know you didn't got out. I know you back in the feds now. I know you been still robbing banks. Because that's what you do. You Pretty Paul. You rob banks. Winston-Salem, shout out to you, Pretty Paul. I crushed Pretty Paul. Paul wasn't pretty after I kissed me. even fuck with you, Pretty Paul. But you already know what was up. They put you on me. You was from another end of the building. And every day I was coming to the ciphers, fucking all different niggas up at Lanesboro. And Lanesboro was a camp that you would get killed at. I don't give a fuck who you is, how many niggas you knocked out, how many people you killed, whatever. Lanesboro is hardcore. I got jumped once there. I already know what it is. But niggas from my dorm, they started supporting me once they realized who I was and how I was going to the ciphers, killing niggas in the rap battles. And then one day we was coming from a rap battle, and the nigga asked me, say, yo, bro, you got a knife? He said, bro, you got a knife? Nigga named Roach from High Point. What's up, Roach? Roach asked me, say, bro, you got a knife on you? He like, bro, you gotta have a knife because, like, this shit serious. Like, niggas take this shit serious when you go to these rap battles. Me personally, I wasn't taking that serious, and I told Roach, like, man, I don't need no fucking knife. Like, if a nigga wanna kill me over a goddamn rap battle, like, then so be it. I just continue going out there dragging their ass without a knife on me. But at Lanesboro, I was on Moore Unit. That's the guerrilla unit. Anybody that know about Moore Unit, you already know. That's where the niggas that got licenses, they ain't got no job, no nothing. They ain't trying to get no job. They ain't trying to go home. They don't give a fuck about going home. It seems like every time I hit close custody, I always wind up on the green unit. Y'all niggas know what the green unit is. Y'all niggas that been on the red unit, pussy, scared to come to the green unit. The blue unit, pussy, scared to come to the green unit. In any close custody camp, the green unit is the worst unit. And I always got stuck on the green unit. And it's life or death there. Spawn become equal to everybody else. And everybody else become equal to Spawn. But you in the jungle, you in the gutter. Like the streets. Niggas from all around, from everywhere. Ain't nobody playing no games. The Mexicans ain't playing no games. The Nazis, they ain't playing no games. The KKK ain't playing no games. The Bloods, the Crips, the folks. Ain't nobody playing no games on this border no more. That's where all the action go at. And matter of fact, when I got to Lanesboro, the officers, they told about 20 niggas though. They say, y'all going to the red unit. Y'all good. Y'all going to the blue unit. It's semi there. About 16 of us, first time about 16 of us, out of that whole group of probably about 200 motherfuckers, only 16 of us went to the green unit. The captains, the sergeants, and everybody that was there when I first came in, they said, all of you that's going to the green unit, if you don't know nobody, when you get up there, make sure that you try to, if you can find somebody that you know, and get you a knife. They say you can get you a good knife for $15 to $20. One of the sergeants that said that, he was a sergeant at Morrison when I was there. Matter of fact, this bitch, Sergeant Covington, you know who you are. You just slapped me in the back of my goddamn head. You just sprayed me with mace. And you just shackled me to the radiator and left me for about 2 hours with no medical attention. After you sprayed me with mace, you know the rules are, if you spray a motherfucker with mace, you need medical attention right out of the fucking gate. But y'all didn't do that. Y'all sprayed me with mace and took me to a fucking little room.
Why?
It was, asking me why.
What you throwing?
They sprayed me with mace. Why am I, all y'all know what I'm finna say. In the morning, I was in school. And in the morning when you go to the school, they got like everybody goes the school from every dorm, but they got like a gym part. It's like they got chairs in there like a movie theater, and they got a stage out front. So everybody gets in there, and you sit down, and they count you and they call your name by one. I was in there running my mouth. You're supposed to be quiet during this particular time. A sergeant had asked me to shut up when I was talking to somebody next to me, and he talking about a particular incident. I went to try to argue back at him. That motherfucker ain't let me get 2 words out. He was ready to spray me with mace, you know. And they sprayed me up with the mace. And instead of them taking me to medical, they took me to a building that was in the school. I mean, to like a room that was in the school, and handcuffed my ass to the radiator. On the floor, no chair. Shut the door, let me in there for about 2 hours and 45 minutes by myself with the mace burning my face and all this other shit. When I got to medical, they went crazy. I went crazy. I told the motherfuckers I supposed to been have medical attention. Like, anytime you get hit with that mace in prison, they supposed to get some medical attention right out the gate. And they didn't do that for me. They let that shit burn. Like Usher, let it burn. That's when I done had a few fights before then. I could spray with mace. That shit fucked me up my first couple of fights. Like, I couldn't see shit, none of that shit. But when they did that shit and let that shit sit on me, mace wasn't shit to me no more. If you wasn't used to mace and we got into a fight in prison and the officer sprayed that shit and you wasn't used to it, I'm gonna beat your ass to death. Because I'm used to that shit. I ain't used to it now. You got to get refreshed for that. But after you get hit with it a few times, it's just like anything else. You get used to it. But it's been a lot of different situations. Like I never carried a knife at Lanesboro, but like niggas was mad. You know what I mean? Like. Like, cause like they feel like I sucker them because, Pretty Tony. Like I say, I couldn't. Pretty Tony wasn't even on my level. Period. Power. That was your song, Pretty Tony. That was the only song that you had that was pretty decent. The rest of that shit, flatball, nothing. I killed Pretty Tony all the way around. But by him being from High Point, Winston-Salem and all that shit, he was from Winston-Salem, but you know you got the tribe, you got High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem. Mm-hmm. In prison, they stick together. You got Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. In prison, you got the triangle and the triad. Right. I'm 910. Mm-hmm. So it's like more the East Coast of North Carolina, Wilmington, Jacksonville, all that shit, Hilario, you know, niggas like that. We 910. When I was there 910, we would turn ass. And I was on the front line, not a nigga in the back. I was on the front line on every camp I've been on. Have I ever been scared before? Hell yeah. I had 30 niggas that come to kill me at one time because I robbed a nigga. And the CO opened the goddamn our door for them some bitches to get in there. And how we ended up squashing that? A nigga named Boom, I knew he was blood. I had robbed a blood nigga. And he went and told all his other homeboys. And this Atlanta's girl that can't be killed that. He went and told all his homeboys. They come in there about 30, 35, 40 deep on me. I'm standing with my back against the door at my room door. Boom comes to my door. Boom, my brother, I love Boom. And he been on me for over 20 years before that even, you know, that incident even occurred. but I never knew Boone was blood. He was from Texas. He never screamed at who he was. Like he wasn't that type of nigga. He was a different type of nigga. And when they came in the dorm, they came to kill me. They came to kill me. Boone saved my ass. He had the most rape. And he was like, when the nigga pointed me out, like, this is the nigga that did it right here. Boone was like, Boone from Texas, but he stayed in Fayetteville, killed the nigga with a 38, I know his whole little case. They gave him all that time. But Boone was born into that shit. He ain't like you niggas. You know, his mom and dad were blood, you know what I mean? So, like, he was born into who he was. But when they came in there to get me, Boone saved me, and Boone told him that it's not, like, that's a real nigga, like, we ain't gonna carry it like that, we just gonna let him fight 4 niggas and it be over with. And that's what happened. You know, he said you can wait around and get stabbed up, or you can just fight 4 niggas and it be over with. Now, mind you, I'm at a camp where I know shit is real. Like, I already know shit is real. So by me knowing, I've been knowing Boone probably over 15, 20 years from training school, from being in and out. He ain't never get out, so I've been knowing him from being in and out. He went from training school to prison and all that shit. He ain't never get out. And he should be home now. But we always been like this. But he never told me who, you know, what he did or whatever. And I had an ultimatum. Either you go back here and fight 4 niggas without a weapon, or you can wait around and get stabbed up. So guess what, Warsaw? I know where I'm at. It's real here. You know what I said? What room we need to go to? You hear me? What room we need to go to? I went back there and fought 4 niggas. It was over with. I didn't tell it. I didn't snitch. None of that. I got off. But did they get off? Yeah, they got off too. But they wasn't really satisfied with how it went because I ain't get knocked out. They wanted me knocked out. The whole deal was I wasn't supposed to go in the room with 4 niggas and walk out. That was the whole deal. And I got my lips split. I don't know, you can't see it, Warsaw. But my shit was split from here all the way to the back. I had to go to the hospital, be put in the CAT scan, because my face was swollen and all that shit. They had to run the machine over my head, and I'm like, why the fuck they doing all this shit? But I didn't never snitch or tell, check off, none of that shit. And when I got back from the hospital, guess what the Bloods did? Gave me the car, gave me the block, so I won't have to rob nobody else. They say, yo, you a real nigga. They say, yo, most niggas that get jumped, they check off, they tell it, and all this other shit. So y'all niggas that feel a certain way about me, fuck you. I done been in way more worse situations. You know, with my life on the line, you fucking cowards. Don't fuck you talking about. Fucking pussy. Do it to those as those do it to me. Sorry, son of a bitch. You treat me fucked up, I'm gonna treat you fucked up. That's the cloth I come from, fuck you. I got tired of being real, the motherfuckers keep it fake with me, you know, so it's a lot of things, and you know, niggas from my hood, you know, from Warsaw, and all the little surrounding towns don't know about me. And I've been quiet about a lot of shit that happened in prison with niggas that I know from the streets and surrounding areas. I don't be telling them what, it's like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You know what Tupac said? You and I know what's going on. So like, I was one of them niggas that always stepped up and protected niggas and put my life on the line for niggas and shit. You know, all that type of shit. Like, I was looking to be killed. I wanted to be dead. I felt like nobody didn't care about me. I ain't give a fuck. I was robbing niggas on the yard. I had a nigga named Bunch from Chicago that I ran with. I had a nigga named Black. Like,